Good evening, everybody, and happy New Year. This is Royal Manhood TV with another installment for, um, wait, I was about to say for this year, and it's definitely not this year after I just told you Happy New Year. This is another installment of Black Women Matter 2. Beginning your 2016 off right, I am your host, Elliot Nelson. We have my lovely co-hosts here. Two of them are not here tonight. They'll be here on the next episode, but we have Queen Audrey as always,
Hi guys.
and we have Ashton Ross over here.
What's up,
Raw.
y'all? How y'all doing? Ross, the boss, paper house,
Ash Money Records, lights please, underscore, underscore, all that good stuff. And I
all of
also
that.
have another guest coming too. He's one of my homies. He's kind of upset that I called him 2 minutes before airtime, um, but he will be all right. So, with that said, before we even begin on this topic, I want to hear from you guys exactly how your holidays were, even though it's been very crazy and we had to postpone the episode a couple weeks ago till this week. No, was it last week? Postpone last week's episode to this week. Tell me how your holidays were, how your New Year went, so on and so forth.
My holidays were straight. It's just a lot of food, probably more food than I should have ate. And I got clothes, which is always good, new clothes. Um, and I got to spend time with my family. I missed them, while I was up in North Carolina doing the North Carolina thing, and I'm gonna miss them again when I go back on Saturday. So it was definitely good to see them and spend time with them because who knows when I'll be back because I'm trying to get this degree. So yeah, it was definitely good. New Year's was great. Brought it in church doing the church thing. So it was good.
Good stuff. Audrey, what about you?
My holiday was good. Spent time with family and friends. I just thank God for another calendar year. Still Millie rocking on every block. Uh, Ashton is stupid. My hair growing and my edges is growing back, so God is good.
Come on, edges.
Edges, okay, edges. God is truly, truly good. And
Um,
just ready to chase these dreams and go after the goals that I set for myself for 2016. Bow. Millie Rock.
Millie Rock on any block. Sorry, I've been doing it. They shouldn't have never let me learn dances because every time I learn dances, I do it everywhere now. So yeah, I guess it's on me now. Um, how was my holidays? My holidays was pretty good, pretty interesting. Um, New Year, I went to an event downtown Raleigh at the Architect. It was pretty fun. We had a good time, even though we got there pretty late. We actually went to two different things. But other than that, it was pretty cool, not too stressful. Now I just started work back up today, actually, so I've been off for a good minute. Um, in grad school, I got an A on my last class. Shout out to the A's.
Word up,
Um,
word up.
and about to start off on the next grad school thing. I'm glad the new year is here too, because I got a lot of things in the work, a lot of different pieces that hopefully you'll see sometime in the middle of the year, probably by the end of the year, if I continue to be consistent and work at it, because I'm prone to just. Um, so yeah, other than that, it's been great. Um, we didn't get a chance to review 2015, so we're going to kind of do that tonight too. I guess the biggest blunder of 2015, and I hate to put my boy out there, Mr. Steve Harvey.
Oh
Oh
Uh,
God.
man, poor guy.
poor man. Even though I just read something today where he explained how everything happened, and I saw something about a teleprompter. I don't know if the teleprompter was wrong. There was a number of reports saying that the teleprompter was right according to the contestant standing behind um, Colombia and uh, I don't want to say it wrong. It's the
Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Philippines. Uh,
Philippines.
Philippines.
Philip and Colombia.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's good that Steve Harvey's back on his feet. You know, obviously when you're in a hosting type of business, especially we know this as well because sometimes we make mistakes on air. I know I've made mistakes in front of people, hundreds of people just talking to them. So mistakes happen. I think even his mistake was kind of a beautiful moment too to show that he's even imperfect himself because he does a lot of things right, even though some we don't agree with a lot of his stuff, but he is good at what he does and he's still making checks on checks on checks. So
And
can't
he's
knock the
coming
man
back
too hard.
next year. And the year after. And the year
And
after.
I don't
yeah,
know, man. I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Oh,
So
God.
I say it was a ploy to get the ratings up, but that's just what I say. Cause I mean, when you have something like that happen, because you got to think about like that I want to say it was 2002 Super Bowl or 2001 with the Janet Jackson boob thing.
hmm
Like after that, like Super Bowl ratings shot through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a Super Bowl, but the ratings were like steadily declining just a little bit. And I think that, I don't know, but I'm just a conspiracy theorist, so don't mind
Yeah, you need to sit down.
yeah. Apparently, Steve said on a morning show, or either he said on a morning show today, or he said it, um, or he said it some other time. He was like, it wasn't a publicity stunt. I really just made the mistake. And if it's a publicity stunt, then you do it yourself because I'm not gonna do it.
me. True.
So he's really, I guess, gun hold about that. So, but hey, if it was a publicity stunt, then he's getting bread off of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess can't not the hustle, but yeah, I would say that's my biggest blunder of 2015. It was kind of wild and crazy. Um, I yeah, that would be it for me. I don't know exactly. There was a lot of things that happened in 2015, different social things that we're not going to really dive and talk about tonight because we'll spend the whole entire hour talking about them. Um, Today, we read recently that so Twitter is about to change their word count t-
Hmm.
from
Uh,
140 to 10,000.
It's
whoa,
finna
whoa,
be
whoa, 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 whoa. What?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
Ashton, I know
I
you've
haven't,
been
I
off.
haven't been off. I've been off. So 140 to 10,000. A tweet can be 10,000 characters.
Yeah,
Oh God. Oh, okay. That's horrible. That's horrible.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's really bad.
I
So
don't know what to think anymore.
yeah, all the Twitter prophets and pastors are going to go ham with that.
Oh
So
Jesus. Oh God.
Facebook has made its return and reared its head to Twitter. I don't
And
understand
Mm.
it.
Facebook trying to be Periscope because Facebook got live video recording.
Facebook got live video recording.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they trying to be Periscope. I like Periscope better, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody asked me if I could Periscope tonight's show, and I was like, I can't Periscope when my hosts are in different parts of the country right now. So, like, I think that's pretty deadbolt right there. But yeah, that happened today. Um, in light of Black Women Matter, um, obviously, if well, Ashton, you weren't on Twitter yesterday, but you probably heard about it. Future and Sierra, the feud continues, the saga continues.
Oh, I didn't hear. I like Twitter. Twitter is really like the news because the news don't talk about nothing. Like so.
In a nutshell, Future is paying $15,000 a month and for child support. And
Okay.
he was saying how Sierra got control issues because he won't let him see baby Future. But then according to Sierra, he ain't been paying child support and got all these demands and he's not taking care of business. So I still don't see that as an excuse to keep a man from his kid, but to each his own.
Yeah, like I was telling, or I said yesterday on Twitter, I said something to the effect of Sierra probably knows more about Future than we do.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that too. It's probably some stuff she going through we don't know about, so it's best that we just stay out of
And
that.
probably some stuff that she went through that we don't know about. And
yeah,
yeah, like if you gotta, if I don't know, this could really be like bad coming out my mouth or whatever, because all Black lives do matter. But if you gotta take one, Sierra, codeine crazy, weed smoking, like always high out of his mind, like can't barely form a sentence. Future, like I don't know. I kind of take Sierra, like she just seems to be more in the child's life and kind of
Stable.
stable. Yeah, like offers a better environment for him, has a positive role model in the child's life, through Russell Wilson. So I don't know. I think I don't think that she would just, I could be wrong because I don't know Sierra personally, just like I don't know Future personally. I could be totally wrong about him. But I just don't think that she would like purposefully keep the child away from him just to be doing it. Like
right.
just to be spiteful. So I
Yeah,
don't know. But that's celeb gossip, so who knows? It's
yeah,
always something else that we don't know. It's always a piece of the puzzle missing.
yeah. That's for sure. Last episode. Wait, I didn't greet my viewers or our viewers. Good evening to all of you guys who are watching. Thank you for tuning in. This is Royal Manhood TV. You see my hosts Audrey and Ashton. I have another person coming in. Soon. I think he's probably trying to get changed or something. I don't know what he's doing. It's kind of taking kind of long. But we are talking about Black Women Matter tonight. This is the second installment and probably the last installment because we want to move on to a different topic. But this is going to be a great topic. It was a great topic last time we did it. Last time we were on, it was just the guys because Audrey somehow, some way blocked herself from.
I still don't know how I did that. I'm so glad I'm on tonight. Cause
So
listen,
yeah. So she's going to be able to give her thoughts, her insights, and I would love her feedback. I got a couple more emails to read on here as well, so we can gather our thoughts for that as well. So with that said, Audrey, you can have the floor and say as you will, say whatever, even though you're talking to somebody right now. Um, Audrey's going to talk in a minute. Ashton, if you want to give some more thoughts and clarity while she is talking, that'd be awesome.
So as far as Black women matter, for one thing, like I wanna clarify, for first of all, for people to understand that when we say Black women matter, it's the same as when we say Black lives matter. First of all, to uplift Black women does not put down or diminish any other race of women. But as a Black man, and Elliot also as a Black man, and Adriana as a Black woman, it's important for us knowing that our people have been oppressed, our people are continually oppressed. It's important for us to have these spaces that are safe for us to have these types of discourses and dialogues that allow us to give light to our people. And as far as Black women are concerned, it may seem like a stretch to some, but I would venture to say that Black women are probably the most oppressed, or at least top three most oppressed people. And not that you weigh oppression, or not that you try to say, oh, I'm more oppressed than you. But when you look at all of the type of different odds that are against Black women and how things aren't in their favor, in so many different ways. Number one, because of the color of their skin. Number two, because of their anatomical makeup. Number three, because of the fact that Black men themselves have been so systemically oppressed, and mentally oppressed, and it causes for Black women to suffer at the hands of Black men themselves. Um, it's important that black women know that there are black men um, who value them, that there are other black women who value them, because even within their own demographic, a black woman can look at another black woman and not feel valued because of the mental changes that are on that one black woman's mind. A black woman can look at a black man and not feel valued. So a lot of black women are saying, where can we go? Where can we go to feel good about ourselves? Where can we go to feel uplifted? Where can we go to feel important? Where can we go to feel like we matter? When black women start a movement like Black Lives Matter, when black women um, spearhead a new civil rights movement, if you will, for millennial people, and at the same time they're pushed to the back of said movement, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Right.
So we definitely have to have these types of discussions and allow for our black women to feel loved intimately, feel loved in a social manner, feel loved spiritually, and just really just show them that despite what the general consensus is, there's a remnant of people,
Come
male
on,
and
Raymond.
female. There's a remnant of people, male and female, that are here for them. So just to clarify for all of our viewers, maybe new viewers or viewers who may be skeptical about, oh, why does it have to be black women matter? Or don't all black lives matter, and don't this or
Yeah.
don't all of those people like that. That's the purpose of this show. This is just a specific space and time right now that we want to shed light and give light to black women. And I try to do it every day, but
Yeah.
we're going to do it on this show tonight. We did it last week, but now we have a queen with us, so it helps a little bit. Now she didn't block herself out. So
Right.
So
I think
Audrey, you can go ahead and state your piece. You got the floor. I don't know how long your floor is, but we want you to have the floor because you weren't on last time. So go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, I do want to say that, to reiterate what Ashton said, Black Women Matter is not something that we came up with to throw shade at another race of women. I appreciate other women in general. I don't have the self-esteem issues that I used to have. I don't have the insecurities that I used to have. So I have no problem giving another woman props, especially another black woman. So that's that. We're not doing this to try to knock another race and saying we're better than the other race. Now, I would be biased if I said that, but whatever. Um, I feel black women, one thing my dad always said was, if God created something better than a woman, he must have
he
kept it
kept
to
it to
himself.
himself.
He had to keep it to himself because there is nothing more beautiful than a woman, especially a black woman. But sometimes
Exactly.
I really feel like sometimes us as black women, well, not y'all, but I'm just saying us, talking to the ladies who are watching, I feel sometimes us as black women, we don't stand together and support one another. And then the men is, I don't get why men just feel the way that they do about us. I mean, you pick on our lips, you pick on our hips, you pick on our weight, our body types, and then you get a girl who paid for the features that I got, but I'm ugly. Like, I don't get it. I don't know where the misogynistic behavior came from, but I would like to see a change, and I would like to see um the men of this generation be the change that they want to see. But I do also believe, deep down inside, it starts with us. We have to support one another and help one another and build one another up. And
Yeah.
then maybe everybody else will follow suit.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say right now until y'all ask me a question.
That's good. So recently, and to the viewers at home, one of the things that, if you're new to the show, one of the things that we're pushing to do is really infiltrate Black culture, especially toward men. That's why it's called royal manhood. We want those black men to live as kings under the sovereign rule of majesty, of course. And so, with that said, the basic framework and the mindset is to talk about the issues, talk about the different things that plague us as the black culture, that can also better us within having these conversations, because these conversations don't happen a lot. They don't happen often. Um, you can just see through your Twitter feed sometimes where you see an abundance of black men who aren't coping for black women at all. Like for instance, when the Ray Rice thing happened, it was, well, why did she have to hit him? Why did he have to hit her in that manner? Like it was just a reflex. Oh, he shouldn't have got fired. And it's those type of things where you see out of black men. It's like when it comes to black women, we totally flip the coin when it comes to anything big like that, domestic violence, social issues, that type of thing. Even with the whole, Bill Cosby scenario, we don't know all the facts and everything like that, but we have the testimonies and all this other stuff, and it's almost like, okay, well, Bill Cosby is this prominent figure. Let's back Bill Cosby because all these 57 women could be lying. And it's like, there are women who lie about rape. Yes, we understand that. But there are also women who've dealt with this tragedy
And
and
don't tell anybody.
and don't tell anybody. And what you see is an abundance of people who you saw one person who told somebody, and then you saw 57 more just started to roll in because they got the confidence to say something if it is true. So you see an abundance of dudes who just flip the coin when it comes to things like that. Like you have no empathy whatsoever to the women, even though those accusers aren't all black, but some of them are. And you have no empathy or sympathy to that type of thing. But when it comes to the tail end of, I guess, Black Lives Matter, and we talk about Tamir Rice and all these other things, we have black women who are like, yes, like that this is wrong, like they need justice, period, point blank. But what is it about us that tends to, or what is it about black men that tend to totally flip the coin on black women when saying thanks for protecting us, and then when it's time to protect them, it's like, oh well, you shouldn't have did that anyway. Like, what's the mind frame? What is the mindset coming from? Rashawn, everybody, this is Rashawn, Ashton, Audrey, meet Rashawn.
Oh, Sean, what's up?
Hey, how's it
So,
going? How's it going?
his Twitter, to those viewers at home, his Twitter is forever the coolest, correct? That's it,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Forever the coolest. He is here filling in for a couple of my brothers who couldn't be here. I couldn't find another person, so y'all be all right. Um, but yeah, to answer to that question or to that spill I had, guys, what is it about us that, or black men in general, that we totally like disregard the protection of black women, but look for their protection when it comes to matters for us?
Uh, it's really going to be a matter of different things. It's going to be a number of different things. I can't really say that it's one particular thing in general. Um, all of these things are oppressive structures that have been built in the minds of men, first of all, in general, and then also in the minds of black men. When the society that you live in um, makes you feel less than personally, and when the society that you live in also demeans your women and kind of teaches you that your women are less than, or kind of teaches you that your women are this and they fit in this box, and your women are hood rats and no good and untrustworthy and ghetto and blah blah blah, blase blase. And then you also don't love yourself because you have been taught that you are a criminal, a thug, a hoodlum, and yada yada yada. The black woman is the mirror to the black man, and vice versa. So if we can't look within ourselves and find black love, you know what I'm saying, then it's hard for us to give it out. Now, what I would also say is, or what I would also ponder, which I probably can't find the answer to right now, is why is it that black women don't seem to have as much of an issue with giving off that love, unconditionally to black men, and that black men have. And I would think that it has to do, like I said, with just misogyny across the board. Like when you take
Mhm.
race out of it, there's always been this male chauvinism, this superiority complex when it comes to men and women. And I think that we have to kind of erase those things, and deconstruct those walls that are built in our minds. Whereas, all of the respectability politics that we place on women and all of the unfair um, standards that we place on women, we have to get rid of those things first and really understand how crazy so many of them are.
Mhm.
Because when you really take a step back and look at what you're saying and do those comparisons, about, how is it that it's okay for a man to do XYZ, but it's not okay for a woman to do this, and you can't give a straight answer for it, or how is it okay, how does this make a woman a hoe, or how does this make a woman a slut, or how does this make a woman, all of these different titles that we place on women when men are able to do XYZ, without any repercussions. When you step back as a man and you really evaluate those things from a logical standpoint, and you don't just spew the first thing that comes out of your mouth, you really start to see these standards that we hold women to don't make any sense. So I think that's something that needs to happen more in the black community, um, instead of, which is what is happening, which is the promotion of that, that negative, toxic thinking that we get, a lot of times, sometimes in our music, sometimes in our media, sometimes in our own households.
Yesterday I saw a discussion about, I don't know how it started, but it was talking about queens. And one girl was saying, okay, so a girl is a queen if she is, she got all her clothes on and she don't club and she don't do this and don't do that. He was like, y'all call, I forgot what girl name she called. I just say Beyonce. Y'all call Beyonce a queen, but then a girl like Cardi B is a queen too. What makes her not a queen? What makes girls like Cardi B not queens? Because they had abortions, or because they sleep around, or because they cuss a lot. Like, as black women, we're all queens. And I just want to know, like, what y'all thought about that.
Mm.
Have we set the standard of what a queen should be in regards to black women, or is it just
Well, I personally, I feel like every woman is a queen in her own right. I mean, everybody has their vices, you know. I don't. One thing I hate is that we're so quick to judge everyone based off their actions or things that they done or how they act. I, what it's crazy.
it's complex?
Yeah, it really is. Because just you really can't. How can I say this? You really can't judge somebody just based off um, stuff they've done in the past. People change, man. And just to say, just because a girl she's had such and such amount of kids, or she's had such and such amount of abortions, or maybe she's a dancer, maybe that's her job. I have a friend that from high school, that's what she does. That's her occupation. I definitely don't look down on her for that because that's what she chooses to do to make her money. She doesn't, and she does it, just to make money, not for any extra reasons or anything like that. So I
Some
don't I
people doing
dare
what
I
they
don't
got to
dare
do.
judge her. What'd you say?
Some people doing what they got to do.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right,
Now,
right.
that's why I don't dare judge her. In my eyes, she's still the queen. She's just trying to provide for herself. I don't I hate that standard that there is a certain way that a woman has to be for her to be seen as a queen when she's probably just a queen in her own way.
Right, and I think what's more productive is it's kind of like how I tell people about Christianity. There's certain Christians who love to tell people how they're not Christian,
Very true.
how much of a Christian they are not. And I always say that that's so counterproductive because
Mhm.
instead of telling somebody how much of something that they aren't, how about you start with what they are?
Possibilities.
You know what I'm saying? And the possibilities of what they can be.
Right.
And just because a woman is a stripper today, just because a woman is a prostitute today, just because a woman has had so many abortions today, or whatever choices that she has had to make, whatever choices that she willingly made, it does not matter. That does not predict her future. You know what I'm saying? It does not place her in a trap. What places her in a trap, what places her in a box is when society and the men that she surrounds herself with and the women that she surrounds herself with keep her there and constantly remind her of her shortcomings, constantly remind her of, this and that and the other, and don't build her up with confidence, don't build her with self esteem, and don't educate her and show her what more she can be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing, like I said, when you do the comparison with Christianity, it's the same thing. When you find somebody who's in the slums of their sin and you just basically tell them like, yeah, you suck. You're a shameful sinner and you're headed to hell. Have a nice day.
The
Like
end.
the end. That does nothing for them. It absolutely does nothing for them. But if you say,
Right.
hey, I have something to offer you, and how about I educate you on why I live the way that I do, on why I made the choices that I make, why I feel that these things could be beneficial to you if you would adopt them into your own life, then maybe there can become, then maybe you'll see some type of turnaround. And if the woman at the end of the day doesn't want to make a turnaround, it's still her choice not to. You know what I'm saying? Just the same as it's a sinner's choice not to accept Christ. The the mandate for believers is to still love them. Even if they spit in your Jesus's face, if he was able to love them and he literally got to spit, then we should be able to love them as well. You understand? So I think that's when we talk about the whole queens this versus not queens and whatever have you, all women should be referred to as queens. All men should be referred to as kings. And I think that we try to play these little games. Oh, if everybody's a queen, then no one is. We're not being literal in the sense of an actual monarchy and yada yada yada, where this status made somebody a queen, this status made somebody a king. We're talking about building the confidence of people, building the spirits of people, building the rapport and the fervor of a culture. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about building the minds of our people. And if we would refer to each other as kings and queens and beautiful and bright and lovely and all of positive things instead of niggas and females. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like if we would give more positive affirmation to each other, those things alone, life and death lies within the power of the tongue. And I think those things alone would begin to, we will begin to see a rising up of our people. But we can't do it with respectability politics. You know what I'm saying? We can't say, in order to be a queen, you have to do this. You have to meet this standard that I place for you. Because that's not how it works.
I saw a video on Facebook. I'm gonna see if I can find it and tag y'all in it. A woman did a poem said, "What happened to us? At one time we were soft. We affirmed our men and we were delicate, but now we're wild." And it showed like women, Felicia Rashad, Ruby D, Diane Carroll, women like that. And then it showed Nicki Minaj, Trina. Uh, I saw a picture
Wow.
of Beyonce. I saw a picture of Lil Kim. It's like, what happened to us? And a part of me, I agree, but then another part of me is just like Ash just said, we don't know what these women probably have gone through.
Hmm.
So that was touchy. That was touchy. I understood where she was coming from because I do believe that black women, we need to take our femininity back and we got to come to a place where we respect ourselves in order to be respected. But then at the end of the day, too, you're talking about women in the entertainment ministry. I mean, I say ministry, industry.
Ministry.
I said ministry. I'm thinking about church child. Industry.
Come on, auxiliary.
Auxiliary. Yes, auxiliary. Like, I don't know how to feel after I didn't know how to feel after I saw that. What happened? We were soft. I mean, these other women, after they get off stage, they probably home taking care of babies, cooking and cleaning too. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, but
consider this entertainment.
at the same time, like I think that's another thing that we have to deconstruct. Like women don't have to be Susie Homemaker in order to be good women. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, and that's something we gotta get rid of. Like,
I'll admit that because I've had that mindset because of how I was raised.
right, right,
I'll admit
and
that.
right, and being from Texas, like being from the American South, like and growing up with a mother who did those things, my
My
mom
mom,
taught right, my mom taught me, a woman's supposed to do this, and child, she can't cook for you, she ain't no good, and blah blah blah, and like those
now,
things
there's
are
some things
fine.
you want to hold on to now. Like your mama
Right,
telling you a man don't like a nasty woman. Now, don't get a woman that don't like to clean. If she ain't gonna cook, at least she need to clean. At
right,
least.
right.
The cooking thing
There,
is important, though. The cooking thing is
right,
important.
right,
I mean, it
right,
is. Y'all got to eat now, but at
right.
least if she can't
But
cook. At least she know how to clean.
True that.
but the thing about it is like those are things that are important for people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't tell a woman, oh, you need to know how to cook, you need to know how to clean, you need to know, and then have a trifling man. You know what I'm saying? A man that can't cook for himself, can't cook a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? Can't clean
Boil
a
and eat.
can't sweep a floor, can't boil an egg. Can't boil water. Like can't iron his clothes, can't do nothing. Like what is he good for? Oh, he makes money. Like, okay, but he should know how to take care of himself as well, So yeah, I
Well,
think we
that's why
do.
he don't. He got money. He paying somebody to do it.
I think we do have to take those stigmas off of women, like, what happened to us, we used to be soft. Like, do all women have to be soft? And that's the same thing. I think we should also do, Elliot, this is just me thinking off top of the dome. I think we should also do a hypermasculinity show,
Hmm.
Yeah.
about why men can't express emotion and why men can't be vulnerable and different things like that. Because, on the flip side of that statement, oh, what happened to women? They used to be soft. The flip side of that statement is what happened to men? They used to be hard. Well, those
Yeah.
men that was hard was going upside their wives' head. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Those
Right.
men that was hard, was
I
had
wouldn't.
4 and 5 families and different things like that. So I
I
think we
wouldn't
have to.
say I wouldn't say hard, but then just being strong and stepping up and being a man. It's a lot of women that are not soft, but it's not by choice. It's
Right.
just some of them not stepping up. It's a lot of women around here. They don't want to be single moms. They wish they had a man to come beat the kids instead of them going up to the school leaving her job because the kids
Right.
showing out. She
Right.
wish
Right.
she had somebody to spend time. I mean, it's not by choice. It's a lot of women that just put in positions that they don't have to be in, but they got to do it because, and no shade to y'all, but some of the men not stepping up.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So
Um,
that's
to
that.
to the viewers that are still out there, go ahead and tweet this link out. And also, if you're looking to join in this discussion, I forgot I got to look at the chat thing because we got the chat thing. Um, if you wanted to join in this discussion, make sure you tweet us using hashtag RMTV, uh, or you can use Black Women Matter and RMTV together. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your views as well. And like I said, tweet the link out and everything like that. So uh, on to I guess the next thing. Uh, there was a recent video that I actually tweeted to Ashton. It was recent, I guess, because Ashton had already seen it, where it was about how black women are able to only submit to white men, but they can't submit to black men. And so I watched this video, and it was so disrespectful. It was so disrespectful. So it showed interracial relationships and how the woman was like, "Yes, dear," and doing all this stuff to her white boyfriend or her white husband. But then on the flip side, it showed a bunch of negative images of black women calling their black male counterpart different type of bees, fussing, throwing stuff at them, getting into arguments, this, that, and the third. So what are your thoughts and views on that? And obviously, Audra, I know you're going to disagree with this, and I think everybody across the board is going to disagree with this, but what are your thoughts on that? Are black women more submissive to white men and less submissive to black men? Like, where did this come from? Where did this thought process, like, just transpire?
I don't even know. Like, what? I'm still what?
I don't think so. I don't agree with that at all. Maybe in a sense, I wouldn't. Maybe in a sense, we don't. I would say that we may not appreciate a submissive woman as much. I've had a conversation with a friend I went to high school with actually recently, a couple of days ago, and she told me about just having casual conversation. She told me about how she wanted to be submissive for her man or whatever. She wanted to cook for him, do things for him and things like that. Just be real genuine and romantic and things like that. But he genuinely wouldn't appreciate it. Like he would. Like I think she told me one night she cooked him like a full dinner and had a full bath for him ready after his long day at work or whatever. And he told her, he was like, "Yo, this ain't no movie. I'm not getting in that bath or whatever." Like it's completely like shut down.
Yeah, he would have got knocked in that toilet. I mean, not the toilet, the tub.
Yeah. Like,
and I would have threw his phone in there and the CD player. What you talking about?
See, you just like the video, Audrey. Would you do that to your white man? Would you do that to your white man, Audrey?
Listen, Bob will at least appreciate it. Oh my God, dear, this is just great. This is great. At least Bob will appreciate it. Ah. Ooh,
Wow, a week.
But you know what? Some of those attitudes, and I don't mean to cut y'all off, some of those attitudes I blame y'all for, because a lot of men, y'all deal with these ratchet girls, then when you get a good one, you laughing at the stuff we do, and we're being genuine.
Yo, as far as black women not submitted, the premise of the video, whatever the premise of that dumb video was, it's just not true. For one, when I hear the majority of black men, especially my age and younger, and even some older, when I hear what their standard of submissiveness is, they want a slave. You know what I'm saying? They want a quiet, docile, maid servant, right? Maid servant person who busts it open whenever he demands it, and it goes on about his business, and let me do me in peace, woman, and I need my peace, and you just be quiet and sit over in the corner. Like, for one thing, that's not submissiveness. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is, but it ain't submissiveness. And for two, there are plenty of black women who are submissive to their men. One thing I will say is they're submissive to those men because of the fact that those men probably deserve the submissiveness that they give. You know what I'm saying? And those men are leaders. Those men are priests of their households. Those men are providers. Those men are good fathers. Those men are present. Those men are aware. Those men are available. Those men are committed. Those men are faithful. Like you can't be out here 21 in college sleeping with three chicks, wanting all three of them to be submissive. You know what I'm saying? Like that's if that's what you're looking for, you you got to deconstruct some stuff. You got to take some stuff out of there, bro. Like that's not what women are here for. When you find a woman and you connect with that woman on an intimate level and you all have a committed relationship and you're giving her what you're supposed to be giving her as a man, I don't think it would be far-fetched to believe that her womanly instincts would kick in and she would just let you lead that situation. But a lot of men out here don't know how to lead. They don't know how to lead
They don't.
themselves. They don't know how to lead women. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to lead uh, their troop on Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, it's really not like this big chasm between black women and white men and and I think another thing that we have to ponder is a lot of black women in interracial relationships. I think when it comes to how black people in general treat white people versus how black people in general treat each other and the way that we talk to each other, the way that we communicate with each other, the way non-verbally and verbally, I think there's a comfortability level that black people have with each other. You know what I'm saying? That we're more vulnerable with each other. I can go up to, it's just like, when you see Obama in the locker room and he shakes the white man's hand, and he
Yeah,
sees
I saw
KD,
that.
and he's like, "Oh, what's good?" You
Got
know what
some
I'm
up,
saying? There,
yeah.
there's some informality that black people have with each other. So I think with our women, I think if we want to put a positive spin on it, they feel comfortable enough to be expressive with us. They feel comfortable enough to show their anger with us. They feel comfortable enough to be their black self with us. You know what I'm saying? In all its glory, without without expecting, because they get it, but without expecting reprimand for it. But at the end of the day, they do those things and they show themselves to us, and then we say, oh well, I would rather have Becky because Becky's quiet. Like, okay, well, go get Becky. You know what I'm
And
saying?
funny thing is, and I asked
I
you,
heard the tremble in your voice. She's like, "Oh, I'm about to." Oh,
I was getting ready to laugh. I was getting ready to laugh. I know you could probably agree because, both our dads were raised in the quote unquote old school. Well, all y'all probably can. I introduced my dad to Power, the show Power.
hmm
He never seen it. And it was just interesting his reactions to the show because, Power has a lot of sex, a lot
Yeah.
of drugs,
hmm
plenty cussing. And my daddy, the pastor, he's just like, oh my God, what is this you got me looking at, right?
Uh,
So I showed him one episode, and Tasha was telling Ghost to leave Angela alone. You need to leave her alone. What about this, Ghost? What about that? My daddy said, see, that's y'all problem. All y'all want to do is just fuss, fuss, fuss.
wait, wait, wait.
And I'm sitting there looking at him like, I am your child, but now listen.
Like that's a moment where
Like,
she's
y'all.
supposed to fuss. Like she getting cheated on. Like she.
But no, this was like after he said he was leaving Angela alone, and then he was like, okay, I'm not playing, and you need to get the money for this and the money for that. And he was like, the man done said, okay, what more she want him to do? I was
Yeah,
like,
man. Yeah,
listen,
Crazy.
yeah.
listen.
And see, I think that um the society has done its job on the minds of black people and black men especially to paint our women with that picture. You know what I'm
But then
saying?
that's what I was gonna say too. He grew up in a different era. My
Hmm.
mother is quiet. Unless she's spazzing out on me, she don't talk.
Right. Right.
Unlike I'm nothing like my mama. Y'all see that, but like they just grew up in a different era. My mother, her mama, her sisters, they quiet girls. They don't got much to say. That's just
Right.
how they act. And most of the I have his mom is like that. She's a quiet natured person. She don't make too much fuss. They don't think it's ladylike to gossip and keep mess going on. Which I mean I understand that, but like I said, they grew up in a different era. So now they see women like me. I'm a little spunky. They be like, well, okay. Pow pow. Like it's different times, and sometimes you just have to understand that people were raised in a different era. So certain things and certain standards they might have, they don't understand this generation because this is all that they know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tripped me out. See, that's all y'all do all that carrying on right there. Yeah, all that carrying on. Why she want to fuss so bad? All right, now this is TV. Don't break this family up over TV, okay?
Yeah. And also, just as a disclaimer, just in case anybody's watching who might feel away, this is not to bash interracial relationships either, because
No.
they're
Please,
beautiful.
absolutely.
And everybody should love whoever they want to love. And we play and we joke and we kid, but no, seriously, like love whoever you want to love. But I think everybody's general consensus when we talk about interracial relationships is that don't love a white person, don't love a Hispanic person, don't love an Asian person in spite of black people. You know what I'm saying? Do it because you just genuinely love this person. You know what I'm saying? And you all connect on an intimate level, not oh I got a white girl because black girls XYZ. Like that. It shouldn't be that
And
way.
see, that's the thing that get me too. What y'all don't watch TV like how women watch TV. See, we watch Lifetime and Oxygen and all this stuff. We know what white girls do. Y'all
Yeah.
be no, we we got so much peace. She don't nag me. Listen, at least we will fuss. We will fight you. When Becky get tired, Becky just gonna out you. She gonna kill you. She ain't got time to fuss.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
creeping with the knife in the bedroom and everything. Crazy.
yeah,
They better see the
yeah,
burn. Hey, like my mama tell me, you better watch the burning bed. You better
Uh,
watch the burning bed.
yeah. That's true. Black women will warn you before they kill you. But
Lorena Bobbitt. Listen, Lorena Bobbitt out here
At first,
castrating
it
folks.
really, black women ain't gonna kill you. They not gonna kill you.
Oh,
They'll
we'll
tell
slap you
you
a
they'll
couple
kill you.
times,
They'll
but
tell you they'll kill you over and over again. But they ain't gonna kill you. They ain't
because we love y'all too much.
right, exactly.
Like I said,
They just
y'all be,
they
I
just
mean,
talk a
y'all
lot of
really
mess.
throw it in our face. These women, all they want to do is fuss. See, you go to white girls. White girls don't have all that. Yeah, because they kill you. They tired of you. Because the same way you can complain about her, you can guarantee it's probably a lot of stuff she can say about you. She just don't vocalize it. She
Yeah, that's
tired.
true.
She gonna all right.
right,
She
that's
gonna
true.
make you some cold grits the next morning, bro.
Not
These
cold
white
grits.
heifers ain't. And don't get a Latina. Oh God,
Oh, nah.
Latina's crazy. These Latino girls crazy. Y'all be right here just bragging. Yeah, man. I don't got all that other stuff. Oh God. Y'all be right here with something you can't get rid of because you don't fool around with these other girls. All right.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna read a couple more emails that I had that I didn't get to, that were pretty good. For those of y'all that are just watching, thank you for tuning in. Continue to tweet if you're tweeting. Continue to tweet us. Use hashtag RMTV. Tweet the link out to your friends via text, via GroupMe, via you can't do it on Snapchat, can you? Yeah, you can, but it'll disappear. Anyway, not the point. Um, Tweet it out to people, let them know that we're live. I'm going to read off some emails. So, a couple weeks ago, I sent out an email to a lot of women about a tweet that Ashton had and he had retweeted, that really sparked this whole Black Women Matter topic for the show. Ashton, he tweeted, the discouraging thing is that it seems as if our praises are minimized and those Black men who internalize hatred for Black women get the spotlight. A lady who actually tweeted me not too long ago, I won't reveal her identity, but she said she don't care. She'll find their ancestors and enroll with it like that if they try to slander her. Um, she said,
Yikes.
as the yeah, she was really about that life. She said, as the numbers of our men who love us diminish, so has interest in them. Other men seem safer now, sadly. Um, so I sent out an email. I won't read the whole email because it was pretty lengthy, but somebody responded to me and said, in regards to the tweet, I'm sure it's prevalent, but the question that she was answering from the tweet. The question I asked was, I want to know, do you agree with the retweet attached? If so, tell me why. She said, in regards to the tweet, I'm sure it's prevalent, but I guess I have to disagree because I have been blessed to come across black men that really cherish their black women. So I haven't really witnessed this firsthand. Now I have overheard a black male friend of one of my exes in the background of a FaceTime call go on and on about how black women are nagging and always on your case about something. So he prefers to date white and Hispanic women because he feels they are more submissive, just like we just talked about, and easygoing. Yet he was birthed from a black woman, and the mother of his child is a black woman. But I digress. Luckily, luckily this is the only account I've had to witness. The next question was, give me your experience with black men. Are you frustrated? Often do you feel like giving up on us? As far as my experience with black men, um, as far as my experience with black men, is frustration the right word? I think I need something stronger than that. I've dealt with black men appreciating and being attracted to the queen in me, but not accepting of it once the queen in me takes them out of their comfort zone. They appreciate what makes us black, our beauty, resilience, strength, and willpower, but only to a certain degree, only to the point where they can have something valuable on their arms, a trophy queen. But it doesn't interrupt their life, doesn't point out their flaws and mold them into better beings or a better king. Because of that, yes, I'm frustrated because it has been hard to build with black men. Now, being in a profession that's majority white, I've witnessed many of white cohorts and how they not only appreciate their white women and shamelessly express their appreciation, but they are willing to conform, grow, and build with their white women, although very, although very aware of the many other women, or fish in the sea, as they like to say. They choose their one woman, cherish that one, and are willing to build with that one, despite how much the relationship reveals his shortcomings. I've come across so many black men that are just struck by a multitude of options they have. So although they cherish the black queen, they cherish her and another and another and another and all of them, and they search for the one that embodies all that black queen does, but isn't too much of a queen to push them out of their comfort zone. Disclaimer: some grow up and actually learn to appreciate all that a black queen embodies, but I'm speaking on some of my generation currently. An older black professor of mine, this was a really good point, um, or a really good part of the email. An older black professor of mine once said he felt sorry for young black women. He told me to look around at my classmates and people in my profession. All of the white men and women were married, engaged, building. He pointed out how the black women were single, doing it on their own, and are picking up dead weight by dating some black men because they are either too stuck on themselves to want to commit, build something, stuck on their success and thinking a black woman isn't worthy, or not successful and becoming a burden for the successful black woman. I consider dating out of my race as I've been approached by others, but I just can't see myself dating outside of my race with the current happenings of this world. I just can't bring myself to having to witness what a black man can be by being raised by a king, and impacted by other kings, giving up on black men. Last question: what do you want us to know that is on your heart and mind that often goes unsaid? We are fighting for you, not against you, regardless of what society shows you. We, your black women, know your worth. We call out your flaws because we see and know the king in you. We nag because our hearts are crying out, hoping to ignite the king in you. It's not us that are giving up on you. It's you that's giving up on you and forcing us to find what we are looking to you for in someone else. So that's the end of that. Um, but
Wow, I do agree with the part where she said how white people, well, people of other races, they get married, they build, and then women, especially black women, we'll be 40 and well in our career, and we stuck in our ways by then before we even get married. But then the thing with that too, I don't know what it is about black people, but we are so terrible with that. If you don't have something by this age, then you lame, or you lazy, or you ain't doing it right. Like, white people can graduate college, stay with their mama till they 35. They will build up their credit.
Hmm.
They will live. That's why all of them credit so good. They go home. They don't have time. Us, oh, we got to move out by the time we're 18, and we got to have a car by 21 and a baby by 25. One girl said if a man ain't had a girl pregnant by 25, then his loving is trash. Like, girl, how you know?
What?
Oh
That's
God.
crazy, yo.
Ashley
This is
still laughing. Like,
this is Twitter
why do we
London.
do this? Why do we do this to one another? Like, if you don't have it by this age, then you're not successful. Why do we do that? White people don't have that carrying on. It's a competition with us all the time. All the time. Like, if you don't have it, now don't get me wrong, I do feel at a certain age you should have certain stuff together. You too old to be, you know, I'm 25 years old and I still don't have a driver's license. What is my excuse?
And maybe you're working on it, maybe
I
it's a
mean,
goal.
yeah, I understand that too. But then, I mean, well, I don't want to get my license. Well, why? You got all the moves in the world
Right.
with no, with no license. But then, I digress. I do feel at a certain age you should have certain things together, but we look for perfection out of people that don't really exist. And we stress ourselves out like he gotta have this, he gotta have that, and then maybe I give him time of day. And it's about building together,
Hmm.
relationship wise. But
Absolutely.
we're in so much
Absolutely.
competition with one another. It's just like, where do we get that from?
Yeah, I mean those are all good points. One thing I wanted to touch on was it's my conviction to not compare myself to anyone. And that's within my race, that's without of my race, that's men, women, boys, girls, mom, dad, whoever, like because I've spent a lot of time of my life. I'm 25 and I've spent a lot of time comparing myself, what I have, what I've accumulated, what I've accomplished versus the next person and the next person. And I think as far as black people go and black love is concerned, um, I understand what the young lady was saying about how white people do this and white people do that and yada yada yada. But I said on Twitter before once too, when it came to how white men treat black women so this and how Hispanic men and Italian men and I dated a black man and I got called a B word, but I dated an Italian man and he loved me and yada 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 yada. Um, I'm trying my best not to lean on the wall of the oppressed mind of black people, but it's like you can't like just skip that. You know what I'm saying? You can't go past that. You can't go past the fact that two white people, they were never taught to hate themselves. They were
Hmm.
Hmm.
never taught to not love each other. They were never taught to not value each other. They were never taught to not value their own race and not think that they're amazing and that they're trustworthy and that they're honest and that they're inherently good people. They were never taught those things. So when you look at two white people who fall in love, I mean, even just look at media alone. Look at black love stories and then look at white love stories. First of all, look at how many of them there are. There's way more white love stories than there are black love stories. And then look at the content of them. You got
Right.
your black love story and there's a mistress and there's a baby mama and then there's this and then there's that, and somebody got ran over by a car and this happened. Like, there's all
It
this like,
gotta be in Black stories,
right,
baby mama drama.
right. And they all live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then, white people, white people,
Blame Tyler Perry, man. Blame Tyler Perry.
blame Tyler Perry. Hashtag blame Tyler Perry. Um, but I mean, as far back as the motion picture goes, you got, Humphrey Bogart and this guy and that guy all on the camera screen, Casablanca and It's a Wonderful Life and all of these
Grease.
what yeah,
Hmm.
Grease and all of these wonderful, beautiful white love stories. And, black people are either somewhere in the background dancing or like, if we do have a black love story, we got poetic justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to say that, not to take anything away from poetic justice, but at the same time, like, just look at the messages that are fed to us. So
Hmm.
I think it's not healthy to compare how our race loves each other versus how another race loves each other, because there are some extra obstacles that we have to jump through. Jump over. There are extra hoops that we have to jump through, when it comes to the psyche and when it comes to our emotions. Um, as far as black people wanting to build and wanting to this and wanting to that, I would say that that is true. Um, and that's something I talked about not long ago on Twitter. Is that black people have lost their sense of community,
Hmm.
and community teaches you to lean on your elders, and but see, the thing about it is that black people are pushed so hard to be extremely superior just so we can break even. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when it comes to the black 18-year-old that's trying its level best to get out of the house and get a car and make $1 million, you know, we're taught like you have to be, like Papa Pope told Olivia, you got to be 2 times better. You got to be twice as good.
Yeah,
You got to be twice
boy.
as good, right? Twice as good to be just as good. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something else that we have to kind of have a conversation about and kind of really think. Is it smart um to push teenagers and young adults out of the house and push independence onto them too fast, and then really there are many black homes that aren't able, you know what I'm saying, that aren't able to hold on to black children past 18, you know what I'm saying, because maybe I don't know about child parents, you know what I'm saying, but there's plenty of black parents out there that let I don't know what you're doing after high school, but you got to get a job. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to school. You got to do something. You got to get up
You
out of
ain't
here.
sitting up in here
Right? You ain't
and
just gonna sit up in here and do nothing. So
breathe up all my air.
right. And then we talk about the financial literacy of black people. Then we talk about the economic ability of black people. So I as far as the culture of black love, I understand all of the frustrations of black women, because if I was in y'all shoes, I'd be very frustrated. Black men have their own frustrations with black women. But places like this, Royal Manhood TV, these are healthy places to come and air out those grievances. And I think we just have to continue to have these discussions and listen to, ourselves, listen to those, who are um, having these discussions, and really try to get to the root of how we can build community with one another, because at the heart of it all, that's really what it boils down to. If black people could get back to coming together and leaning on each other instead of, like Audrey said, competing with each other about everything, I think we'll see better love stories, we'll see better families, we'll see better people.
Yeah, one of the things I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. Um, So to continue what you just said, it's basically the crabs in a barrel type
Right, right.
situation. We see one being successful, one of us being successful. No, we're gonna try to either compete with them or we're gonna pull them right back down here with us. That's just we don't like to. What I notice is we don't like to praise one another. We don't like to push one another to be successful. And it's bad. What else was I going to say? Oh, back to what Adriana said as far as um, or no, Elliot, as far as the email, one part of the email that is stuck out of my head. I'm not gonna forget it. One part of the email that stuck out was when the woman spoke of black men in relationships where they don't like to, they run away from relationships with black women because she challenges him and
Mm-hmm.
takes him out of his comfort zone. Um, I used to I used to not believe that until I experienced it myself and found out that it actually makes you stronger, makes you a better person. We're afraid to be challenged. We like things to be easy. We like things, and this is just men, us men in general. We like things to just go the way we want all the time. We won't. If we're in a relationship, we want the woman to do what we say, and we don't want any back talk. We basically just want her to just like we said before, just cook, clean, blah blah blah, whatever, and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Instead of having her challenge us and have her build us to become a greater man and to become a better provider for her, be a stronger man for her. We just I don't know why, but we're afraid of that. We're afraid to grow, and I've
Yeah.
never understood. I've never understood why we're so afraid to grow. I remember me and Elliot had this conversation. We was like, Elliot used to say, if you he said if you
I know
don't
what you're
grow, you
talking.
gotta go or something like
If
that.
yeah, if you're not trying to grow, you gotta go, man. And
Yeah,
the reason why I said it is because there was a bunch of people that are just like they were so like Rashawn said, they were so afraid of growth. Like we weren't like if it wasn't about anything else that was surface level, like we rather talk about stuff that is surface level. We don't want to talk about things that will impact us and grow us more. We don't want to talk about our dreams, our aspirations, our passions, how to get us from point A to point Z. Like we tend to just sit and just be stagnant and want to just look for handouts. And so, me saying, and I don't know how it randomly came about just saying it like that, but it's just stigma of just keeping people around that don't want to grow. Like, how can I grow
yeah,
when my circle of people aren't growing?
yeah. We just want to be complacent and just
Yeah,
fine with leveling out instead of you know building, moving up the steps, moving up the ladder. We're content with that, which is our downfall as a people. I think so anyway.
yeah. All right, so this email, this is gonna be the last email. This one was pretty uh, good and also kind of intense as well. I'm a black woman, and what I appreciate most about being a part of such an elaborate group is our resilience. We love in spite of and fight in spite of, even when reciprocity isn't a factor. Over time, it seems as the black household has fallen apart. In this, the appreciation of the black woman has diminished too. It hurts because we will run to the rescue of our fathers, husbands, sons, boyfriends, and baby fathers, but who will run to our rescue? I was molested by a black man, and other black men said it was my fault when I spoke out. I was called bitter and angry. Prime example: when we discuss rape on social media or in everyday dialogue, why do women have to say, "Well, if it was your mom, sister, aunt, daughter, it wouldn't be funny"? Why does possession play a role in my humanity? My worth is lessened because I'm not related to you. Oh wow, that's deep. And she said sarcasm. I watched the fetters. Okay, this is a word that I do not know. Just so I might butcher it. We watched the fetishization,
Fetish is it's hard to say, but it's
fetish,
basically
fetishization.
making a fetish out of
Oh,
feti
okay.
fetishization. Yeah.
Okay, hard word. Cool. Of foreign women, of foreign women by black women. That makes it seem as though we're less desirable. Everyone is ranting and raving about mixed children, and no one recognizes the hypersexualization of children. More so, what about the black children? Whether it be systematic or institutionalized, racism is taught, and I believe a paradigm shift is necessary to address the shift. With the rise of black consciousness, millions of black men have fallen in love with black women, or it has strengthened an already existing love. As a black community, we have to rise up and support each other. Honestly, this is much more than rhetoric. How do we fix this issue? Is it resolvable? Well, because actions are much more favorable than words. Yeah. End quote.
And I will say, as a black woman, the thing that really, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the thing that really gets me the most is that, we've been hurt by black men. The young lady said she was raped by a black man. Um, a lot of women have gotten abused by black men, and we still go hard for y'all. Like, do y'all see that? Like,
Right.
we still go hard for y'all. I got my heart broken plenty of times, but I don't know no other race of men that are more attractive and handsome and strong as black men. And y'all be dogging us like, why? Like,
Because
dang.
we feel like it's, and I'm not talking about me in general. Definitely not talking about me. But we feel like it's easy. It's easy for us to just it, we feel like it's easy, and we don't. I'll definitely be the first to admit we definitely don't cherish black women as much as they should. We definitely take them for granted, and I hate seeing that. What do you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely hate seeing that. It goes back to the situation I said with the my friend from high school and how she was doing the romantic thing for her man. Um, we 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 tend to take certain things for granted just because in the back of our minds we know that she ain't going nowhere. She's gonna
Mm.
be there. She'll still be there, or there'll be another joint just like her, or something like that. We're very careless, um, and I see that a lot. I get so surprised when I have conversations with black women and they tell me the things that people they've dated before have done to them. The black guys have done to them. They put their hands on them and things like that. I'm like, I just can't. I mean, I was raised by a great man, but I still just can't bring myself mentally to ever say, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my hands on her. I'm gonna, just because she didn't make my food or something like that, or she came home late or something. I never understood why we like to be in control so much. It's disgusting to me. I hate the fact that we don't cherish you all as much as we should, and that's why the person in the email feels exactly the way she feels. That's what I think anyway.
Well, I heard TD Jakes say one time, um, he's done a lot of marriage counseling, and he said he never met a man who beat his woman and loved himself. He said he never met a man who beat his woman and loved himself. And I think that even when we're talking non-physical violence, when we're talking the verbal violence that we give to black women, when we're talking the emotional violence that we give to black women, um, it's really going to start stemming from um, a lot of the self-hatred that we have, and a lot of black men don't they laugh at that. They scoff at that. I don't hate myself. I love myself. Yada yada yada. And they equate selfishness and arrogance to self-love, and that's not self-love. Self-love is loving every part of yourself, from the color of your skin on in and then back on out. You know what I'm saying? Loving your mind, loving your flaws, loving your insecurities, and I think a lot of black men don't know how, haven't been taught how, don't appreciate their own bodies, don't appreciate their own minds, don't appreciate their own culture. And if that's the case, and they don't know how to love themselves properly, then you find the chasm between loving themselves and loving their women. Um, as far as one thing I really want to touch on, and I really want to say verbally, as far as rape or molestation or abuse or different things like that is concerned, and not just those things, but the mindset of black men towards black women in general. A
Hmm.
woman does not have to be useful to you for her to matter. And I think, and I see so many parallels. It's been so funny that ever since the Black Lives Matter movement has started, I see so many parallels between how white people treat black people and how black men treat black women. I see so many parallels between the two. There are
Yeah.
so many similarities between how white people place unfair standards, unfair unfair justices, and just so many crazy stereotypes and so many crazy uh, uh, notions on black people, and black men do the same thing to black women. If you aren't useful to a white person, to a racist white person, then your life doesn't matter. If you aren't my one black friend, you know what I'm saying, then I can shoot you dead in the street, you know what I'm saying, and still say that I'm not racist because I have one black friend. And it's the same thing for how black men treat black women. If you're not my mama, if you're not my sister, if you're not my daughter, if you're not my niece, my cousin, you know what I'm saying, or if you're not sexing me at night, if you're not fixing my food, if you're not gonna put out, if you're not gonna help me with my homework, if you're not gonna, give me some gas money, if you're not gonna do this, if you just some random chick on the street, then you just some random chick on the street. You know what I'm saying? And then we try to dichotomize and say, oh, but you baby, you my beautiful black queen, but I don't care about the rest of them. That's not how it works.
Mm-mm.
All black women are useful, no matter if they're useful to you personally. You know what I'm saying? I saw a guy one time say that a lot of black men holler about, oh, black women don't support us, black women don't support us. And he said, bruh, just because a black woman didn't want to listen to your mixtape, that does not mean that black women don't
Exactly.
support black men. You know
Very
what I'm
true.
saying?
Very true.
Just
Mhm.
because just because a chick didn't want to date you, that does not mean that black women don't support black men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that we draw that line between the useful black woman and just them other B's and H's out there. And that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Because it should not have to be, oh, you shouldn't have to bring to the forefront of somebody, oh, if this is your mother, if this is your daughter, if this is this, if this is that, then how would you feel? Because at the end of the day, black women have hearts, they have livers, they have kidneys, they have eyes, they have teeth, they have tongues, just like you. They're human beings, just like you. So the way that you want your life to mean something to everybody, you should want the same thing for black women. So I think once we start to love ourselves and realize that black women, actually matter, that their lives matter, whether or not they want to date us, whether or not they want to support our hoop dreams, whether or not they want to listen to our mixtapes, and whether or not they want to, do whatever we want them to do, that's not support. That's not love. It's not about, oh, any black woman I see on the street, any black woman I see at school, any black woman I see at work, because I'm a black man and you are a black woman, I should just be able to grab you and use you however I want to. If I want to date you, you're mine. If I want to make you a fan of my music, you're mine. If I want to do this, you're mine. That's not support. Again, when it comes to the submissiveness, a lot of black men are looking for slaves, and then black women aren't trying to be slaves to you. You know what I'm saying? You need to recognize black women as the people that they are first off, and I think that's where a lot of the disconnect comes.
And also too, I want to relate with the email Elliot got. Sometimes it's hard really being a black woman and being successful and having a degree and having a good job. You do this stuff to better yourself. But then when you date somebody and you know how it is, the questionnaire you go through when you dating, like what you do for a living, what you got going on. You tell them your job and where you went to school and the degree you got. Oh, you kind of out of my league. Well, I mean,
Sorry.
Yeah,
If I told
crazy.
you didn't have a job and if I was around here can't stop having babies, then you would have said I'm a prick and I'm dependent on the system. What is it? Well, I mean, what do you want?
If
Right.
anything, that should make him wanna strive to be
And
like
I've
you.
gotten that a lot. Y'all wanna and
That's crazy.
Ashton and I talk regularly. Guys like him always wanna know why I say, why you single? Like, I mean, I have my flaws and I got some things I'm trying to work out with myself. But then it's just always walking on eggshells around men because you don't want to downplay your success, but then at the end of the day you shouldn't have to. I
Right.
paid over $30,000 to go to undergrad and I got $60,000 in loans because I'm paying more money to go to grad school. I'm gonna be proud of what I got. And then
Amen.
you sit here, nah, I can't date you because you got this and that. What do you want me to do? Like that's heartbreaking, like for real. And I guess that's why a lot of black women go to the other side too because they know like Bob ain't scared of me.
And and you know what? You know what? I think that shows the insecurity of black men because I don't think I've ever heard, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever heard a black man talk about a white woman in that way or a Hispanic woman in that way.
You know why? Because
A success, right,
I
right,
ain't gonna say.
a successful other race woman in that way where, oh, she intimidates me. You know what
Now
I'm saying?
I don't believe a woman should just knock a man like, listen, I got this, so what you gonna do? You ain't nobody. No, I'm not talking about that. But then there are sometimes, no, I can't date you, man. You sound like you make more money than me. Okay, and
So
you
what?
Right,
know how many
Mm.
you know
right.
how many women will sit and pay their man tuition? You better use that as a blessing and shut up.
Right. And see,
You know
they'll
how
exploit
many black women will pay a man bills? I mean,
they will exploit that in whitewood because I know black men. I've heard men talk about exploiting the finances of white women. I have
Oh yeah,
heard it.
yeah.
I have
Living
heard it,
on
man.
them and everything.
Right. I had her
I don't
paying my
understand that.
bills. I had her doing this. But when it come to black women, see, and I think it's kind of like a ironic, twisted type of respect that you have for black women that you won't step to them in that way. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you just gotta be real with yourself, man. You
and
gotta be
like
real
y'all
with
said
yourself.
too, they're afraid to grow, and they're also afraid of a challenge. Like, look, I'm not
Exactly.
the little ratchet girl that walk around with the little lollipops in her weave ponytail.
Right.
I have an education.
Yeah,
I'm
if
trying to do
anything,
something with myself. You can't step to me like how you step to that girl.
Right.
And I guess because it's a challenge to them, and it's just like, man, I don't know how I can handle her, so let me just stay over here. It's just like, man, it's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah.
yeah, if anything, that would make me want to be like, oh man, I need to make sure I have my stuff together when I approach her because she's, on top of her
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
That should motivate the guy. That would motivate me.
You know how
That's
many
why.
women I've a lot of any a lot of black women in the past when they have had some type of or sort of thing about them that I see as like huge and like she is doing her thing, like immediately I turn around and I'm like, okay, not to try to even shoot my shot with her, but the simple fact that she's doing all that and I'm still stuck here, let me get my life together.
Yeah.
Like that should be able to push you to do more. Um, but black men don't see it as that. They see it as intimidation. Like, oh, she's gonna flaunt this, that, and the third in front of him, and it's like, nah, like, some women are really like looking to push you, like for real. And that's all I've seen like all my life, but dudes don't really comprehend that. Um, but yeah,
Where Ashton at?
I'm right here. My dad had to come in the room and he was like, "Cut the camera off real quick. I don't want the folks to see." So,
My sister come in here calling my name like she been raised by wolves.
ooh wee.
Like, girl. But yeah, that's all I got to say right now. It's 8:31, y'all.
yeah, we are past our time. So to the viewers at home, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can do that right now using hashtag RMTV. We are about to close in the next maybe couple minutes or so. I'll give you 5 minutes to be able to compose your tweet. If so, make sure you use the hashtag RMTV. The next time we will be on will be January the 19th. Um, the topic, we haven't really thought about the topic yet. I think we're going to talk about what Ashton said earlier. We might call it Confessions of a Black Man or something like that. I don't know. Um, I'll figure some fancy title out about hypermasculinity and all that different stuff. Um, from also another male female perspective. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, you can do that now. Um, and ladies and gentlemen, you guys have the floor for your final comments and announcements if you have any.
Again, I just want to say that black women, I love you. Every man on this show loves you.
Yeah.
Um, Adriana loves you. We all love you. You have support. You have a place for your voice to be heard. Keep seeking it out within your people because it is there. It may not be apparent, but it's there. Um, there are people that are fighting for you. There are people that want your success. Um, and there are black men who are willing to love you the way that you need to be loved, um, devoid of misogyny and devoid of, unfair standards and respectability politics. There are black men who are just willing to love you for you. So just please keep seeking it. Please be patient. And you have been patient, and we appreciate you, and you smart, and you loyal, and you grateful, and we respect you. Okay,
Bless
I'm
up.
done.
Bless up.
Bless up, bless up.
Let's
Let's
Let's see. Let's see what we have, Chef D.
yes.
man, listen, DJ Khaled have the most healthy breakfast, and then for lunch he have Golden Corral. I've never seen
With apple Ciroc. Bless
with
up,
apple Ciroc. Bless
bless
up.
up.
He is crazy. Shout out to our co-host who
Yeah,
dropped in at
yeah.
such a last minute. We appreciate you.
Yes,
No
Rashawn.
problem.
Like I
Thank you
said,
for
that's my homie Rashawn. We went to undergrad together. That's a brother of mine. He's going to make some appearances sometime within season 2. He's been asking to get on, so I thought I'd give him a call like a minute before.
And it's a good thing
literally.
he obliged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some other dudes that are looking to get on. One day we might have like a royalty night and have queens and kings up here, like just a jam packed like night of different people. So I'm thinking through that and seeing how that will work. But yeah, Audrey, got any last comments, announcements, concerns?
Talk about it Thursday. It's coming back at the end of the month.
Millie Rock on any block. Hey.
I don't know if I'm doing it right because I can't dance or whatever. Talk about Thursday's coming back, man. Y'all be ready. I'm looking up some topics. If y'all got some suggestions for some topics, hit me up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/Adriana Latrice. Every Thursday. What time do see we've been gone for so long I forgot what time we would come on. We come on 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
We used with the first time we came on at 8, but then Scandal came back, so we did 7. But Scandal's off, so you had
But
the
Scandal about to come
choice.
back though.
Oh, it
Scandal
is.
gotta come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll talk about that later, but yeah, all the talk about it, Thursday fans, we back. We on the way back. I just gotta get that flyer finished and come up with these topics. Elliot, um, Ashton, you already know we got the group chat, so y'all got some topics y'all want to come up with. I am open. Let's do this.
No doubt.
of
Um.
course.
Oh, also,
And we got Ashton coming aboard. My bad. We got Elliot is not outnumbered this season. We got Ashton coming aboard. Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
About
also,
time.
the Brave 330 is about to drop something real soon. For all of those who saw the discipleship challenge, who did the discipleship challenge back in
Yeah.
the day,
I
a
hate you.
couple months ago, Brave 330 is about to drop something real soon. It won't be as intense. It won't be as
We about
intense,
to
but
drop this heat.
I'm about to drop this heat for y'all. So, um, yeah, y'all be looking out. Y'all be looking out. It's coming soon too, like Mike Jones album.
Um, yeah, and also I am doing a little bit more writing. Like I said, I think I said that earlier today. Maybe I didn't, but I said I was working through a number of things. But yeah, I have been doing some more writing. I won't tell you to be on the lookout for that because obviously I tell y'all when I'm about to release something and I never release it. So I'm just gonna be like Beyonce and just drop something on y'all.
Boom.
Uh, just boom like that because I'm tired of telling y'all I'm about to drop a blog or some type of spoken word thing and it never happens. So that's that. Rashawn, you got anything, any goals, anything that's going on in your life that people need to know about right now, or you chilling, dog?
Man,
Yeah, you chilling.
I'm not. No, I'm working on a lot. I'm just it's everything's still in the building stages. I'm working on a foundation I'm trying to start for underprivileged youth. That's still in the working stages. Um, I'm also coming up with my own YouTube channel. It's not going to be, it's not going to be nothing like Elliot's, 'cause my boy Elliot shut it down, of course. He got a YouTube game on lock, but that's still no work as well.
I'm trying to get it on live. I don't got it on like this yet.
Hey, I'm trying to be like you, man. You got it, man. You got it.
Gas.
But to all the black women out there, and Ashton say just about everything, man.
My
But
bad. I
just
got
know
big mouth.
that just know that you are truly appreciated, and please don't give up on us. I know we're hard-headed. I know we make mistakes, but there are some of us out there that actually love, cherish, and want to grow with you and wish for your success. So please don't give up on us. Believe in yourself as well. You're stronger than whatever you're going through. Always remember that you're stronger than your situation. That's all I gotta say about that. Um,
That's facts.
yeah, Elliot, Adriana, Ashton, thanks for having me on the show. Definitely
Thanks for
appreciate it.
coming aboard.
Thank
No
you so
problem.
much, man, for being very, very last minute and very cooperative. Um, you don't you get my appreciation. That's what she get.
That's cool
You
with me,
can't
bro.
take
That's
up no
cool.
love offering just yet. You
Just
can't take up no love offering.
we still looking we still broke around these parts.
True
So
that. True that.
but to all my co-hosts, my lovely co-hosts, thank you so much for rocking with us again. January 19th, we'll be back right here on YouTube. If this was your first time viewing, if you're watching the playback, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm trying to get a user tag, and so I need 100 subscribers. So y'all need to subscribe, so I can stop being difficult and just tell y'all what the name of the channel is. But other than that, January 19th we'll be back with the hyper masculinity topic among black men with some fancy title that I'll create or we'll create together later on. That's it for Road Manhood TV. I'm Elliot, your host. That's Audrey. That's Ashton. And that is Rashawn, the cool Evans. And we are signing out. Be blessed and continue to live royally. Deuces.
All right.
Later.